Why does every guy cheat on you? Trust me, I know. How come girls always call you their friend? I can tell you. We'll talk about your strengths and we'll talk about emotions. Secrets of Birthdays, now live for purchase. Check out yours at secretsofbirthdays.com. So garden. Hello and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. My name is Christopher Rayman Witecki, and I consider myself your soul biographer, a person here to help you put together your karmic story through the orbits of what is above turns out to be what is below. And it's a pleasure to be back on the air. I have to say, one of the new little tricks of recording this same open for everybody is that I can tack on an open at the very end. My goddess, did we have an intense weekend. A new moon in Aquarius rattled me, put me behind in my schedule, so my apologies for showing up what I consider late with the horoscopes. I want to be on the air, but I didn't feel too bad. It knocked out the Pope as well. You know, when Neptune's in Pisces, folks, is when the Pope resigns. When the rats start leaving the ship, it's not always because the ship is sinking. Sometimes I think it's because light is brightening up, and we're seeing some effects of that, including even a personal killer or cop killer in California. A lot of crazy stuff going on. This is Neptune in Pisces. We're going to talk about that in your horoscope. I call it the party in Pisces. But even though we were distracted in Pisces, the sun is really the focus in Aquarius. We're working on how we position ourselves. We'll be going deep into that as well. Plus there are some squares, and I've got some new technology to kind of show you along the way. So let's take the Ascension elevator up to 33,000 feet and get on our journey.
Afternoon, folks. This is your captain speaking. While riding the Ascension elevator, be sure to keep your hands and feet in at all times. The white zone is for immediate loading and unloading of emotional baggage. And as always, thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello Rams and Aries Risings, and welcome now to your 7-day mood forecast. Well, I must say that this week, and I'm going to start doing this now as summarizing the entire week, this will be a challenging but powerful week for the Rams. There are many stories that are playing out right now in your consciousness, and they all have kind of come to a head. Much of this deals with the combination of working on personal emotional boundaries, inner faith, leveraging yourself in the world at the same time, and all that, your mind squaring off with fear. So fear is fighting these all along the way. And I'm reinventing the horoscopes just a little bit more, trying to get a little bit better. Let's first take a look, though, at what's going on this week. We're in Chapter 3 this week of Sun in Aquarius. Last week we worked on title, reputation, and diplomacy, but now we're moving up to innovation, where you are willing to innovate your own soul, and that means where you're willing to ascend and where you're willing to ascend on Earth. I mean, as far as going as high as you can go. So, you know, we're setting our mountains and our watches for how high we can go. Looking at the play-by-play down at the bottom, there's breakdown on Sunday. That's pretty tough. Monday, you're kind of licking your wounds. The moon goes into your subconscious on Monday, and so you might be feeling somewhat vulnerable. On Wednesday, Tuesday, things do chill out with Venus and restore balance and order, and the moon is going to come out of your subconscious at that point and move into your sign on Wednesday. So if you can make it till Wednesday, you're going to be just fine, but that is a Neptune rule day. You'll be cloudy, you know, partly cloudy, but you'll be sharp. Then really, Thursday is the quintessential decision day. Thursday is the day we decide, and in your case, you're deciding what you want to aim for in the world. And there's a lot of other undercurrents going on that I'm going to talk about a little bit later here. But so Thursday is a critical day, and we'll look at that for other reasons. Friday, we take action. Saturday, we hold space, and we are tested on Sunday. The moon will be in Taurus, though, and then Gemini, giving you a lot of strength and feeling very confident. So you'll feel confident when you are tested, but you'll be tested on your emotions. And since we're working on so many emotional boundaries right now in the background that may or may not have to do with this month's topic, it really is quite hard. I think it could be quite hard. So this week is going to be a challenging week, but it's going to be a very empowering week when you step up to the plate. Whoops, excuse me, I'm figuring out all my stuff here. When you step up to the plate. Now let's look at, this is a new tool. I have another new tool I made to really kind of look at the planets in motion because I'm still wanting to show you guys, you know, things a little bit, how do I put it? I'm still wanting to show you how things go with the planets like we're trying to teach. So this is what I made, this cool plate. So this is an animation of 7 days. I take the chart and I just animate it for 7 days and have it repeat. Notice these two green arrows. This is the trine between the big mass of planets and your personal boundaries. So you are connecting personal boundaries with inner faith. At the same time, these two red arrows are pointing between the red conflicts between the planets in your 12th house and the planets down in your mind. That's the fear between your mind and your inner faith. So you're facing fears between your mind and your inner faith. As you can see, the moon just scrapes across over the week. This is like my Doppler radar, I'm realizing. Just scrapes across all the hot planets, all the issues, and so we emotionally are being drugged through all of this. Here's us closer. I had the steps laid out, 2 of each day. Step 7, Neptune day, Saturn day, Mars day, manifestation. Step 11, hold space. And then we go back. So here's the moon. Notice how it crosses through the inner faith, and then it's going to cross over your ego issues. That's when you get strong, and then it crosses over your head. So the universe is not playing any games. And then this is the last square I showed too, where we are working out fears, in your case, between your career with this square to Uranus and your ego and strength. So career, ego, strength, fears being worked out the whole time as these planets graduate the sun in Aquarius. And the sun is heading for Pisces, you can see, and heading for Neptune. If you see that little cool fork or that three-pronged symbol, that is Neptune. And there we are, that's complete. But so I hope that was helpful to kind of show you how things go. Now, I want to take one deeper look, not at all of the lasers and all of the 12 states of awareness, but we're going to look at, I think, the important ones. That's what I realized my takeaway was last week. So let's take a look. Let's go into outer space. Okay, so here we are up in the 12th, in the final one. I want to kind of go over this party going on in Pisces, which for you is going on in your subconscious. This party, this whole thing. And so the first slide is the party in Pisces slide. Basically, here are the planets, what we just saw. Let me come off the screen for a second. Basically, your thoughts, how you be, which is Chiron, how you act, which is your ruling planet, how you sense things, which is your psychic. It's I think, I be, I am, I sense, and then the moon rips through here, our feelings, and that is basically the party that we're feeling on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, is this whole party in Pisces, which in a way, it's kind of a foreshadow for what's coming up. Now let's look at the actual key important lasers or orbits. So Neptune is at the top here. Neptune, which is the psychic part of this, is in step 2. Just connect to your feelings. Step 2, which is I feel psychically aware. Yes, this is the one that we're going to be on this step 2 for a little while. Now, Chiron, which is the healing planet, is saying all week long, be decisive about where you want to heal. Be very decisive about where you want to heal. Okay? And so you want to just connect to it and be decisive of how you want to heal. And we're talking about your karma here. We're talking about the weeds in your soul garden. And then this leads us up to this slide, which I think is going to be helpful. I took the 3 most important planets and just laid them on top of each other. So you can see here on Monday that your actions want to be, you want to act on giving and receiving. You want to be decisive in your mind about what must go. And then your heart is breaking through, and the moon is in Aquarius, okay? So here you can see, like, really the key days to pay attention to is Tuesday. On Tuesday, your mind needs to be in a state of I love me, I love you. So keep your mind in that state. This is to get through this bumpy road, okay? And then at the top, that's Mars, your ruling planet, saying be ready to decide to act. And this is a temporary commitment because Mercury's going to retrograde through this space, and so whatever you do, you might regret. And so you want to just be decisive on how you're going to act, but not act yet. So on Tuesday, you're like secretly being nice to yourself and deciding how to act. And Venus is ruling the day, so giving and receiving is restored on that day. As you can see, the sun is in step 6, which is Venus. Then we go over to another key day, which is Thursday. I brought this up before. Let me hop over on the other side. This is a day where Mars is saying, now act. So you take your action on whatever it is you came up with on Thursday. You actually act then. Act on compassion and psychic information that comes in. Don't forget Neptune's in here saying, listen to me, I'm trying to tell you the way. And the mind is on step 13, which is a Uranus ruled breakthrough. Keep your mind open to unlimited possibilities. And then look at the bottom, we're in step 8. So your life, this is when you make a decision. So the day you make a decision is Thursday. Don't put any decisions on you until Thursday. And when you do make a decision, you're going to be acting on something, and you're going to keep your mind completely open, which means that you can be there for yourself. Then lastly, I'll just point out the end of the week, whoops, yeah, here they come back. The orbits come up and down. Then Mars moves into I love me, I love you gratitude. On Earth, the sun sign is that we're holding space. So Saturday is a real healing and holding space. And then at the end of the week, we get tested. So I'm out of slide here. So, but I hope that helps you. And I think that's the way to kind of approach this part. So that said, this week is going to be a bit of a challenge. But I feel like for the Rams, what you need to do is be really clear on your personal emotional boundaries as far as where you will allow yourself to emotionally go or not, and how you must protect yourself. Remember, Saturn is in a state of I love me, I love you, 11, step 11. So when it comes to personal boundaries, those boundaries directly relate to your sense of faith in yourself or not. And so the struggling for faith may be very much due to unsecure boundaries and unprotected emotional territory, which is leading to a lack of faith. So if you are having a hard time feeling strong, go reinforce those emotional boundaries. And I know the universe is calling you to figure out what you are in the world, but you're going to go into a very private spiritual place for 30 days with a Mercury retrograde. You're about to go through a spiritual re-evolution in yourself. And so self-compassion is the key. And whatever you've decided to be in society and set out in society, you're going to be that. Don't worry, especially around your birthday. The universe is going to invest so much in Aries and Aries risings. So you really just need to be self-compassionate and loving and make sure those boundaries are in place. Okay, let's wrap up. This week, my gratitude goes to you, the viewer. I just want to say thank you for always reaching out, for always looking for me when I've been off the air, for continuing to give me great positive feedback and allowing me to grow and be honest on the air and not have to pretend to be somebody else. I'm very grateful to be in this service. And if you watch my horoscope, Taurus, you'll see that I'm finding my place in the world, and it's so nice to be received by you. So thank you. Much gratitude to you. This is co-creation in the making right here live. Don't forget, if you'd like to connect to me personally, I do go on the air live in a Google Hangout called A Guided Hangout on Mondays at 12 noon Pacific. So we put that post on my Facebook, in the mothership, everywhere. So come on down, you can watch, you can chat, and you can ask me questions personally. This is my way of getting, and I'd love to hear your feedback on the horoscopes and what you think so far. If you want to be watched over personally by me, I write text messages every day through the night, personally to my subscribers, and you can start it for 1 week for a penny. So come on down if you want at gatext.me and try the GA service with us. Thank you so much for logging in. I'll see you on Sunday if everything goes well, but if you look the horoscope, it will. And until then, live, love, be.